Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie, and today's video is a continuation of my open collaboration with Jessica from the Waldock Way and Abby from Rooted in Rest. And today's video, or this month's video, that they are having us all collaborate on is Homeschool Enrichment. So things like poetry tea times that we do, nature study, artist study, that sort of idea. And I'm just going to leave a link down below to the other ladies' channels, but also the link to the playlist down below. And I hope that you enjoy finding out how different families do different things and how there's no right or wrong answer. I love that about these playlists. And it's just wonderful to see different ideas and maybe glean stuff that you're like, oh, that's awesome. I didn't even think of those ideas. So for me, I just picked out two things that I like to do with my kids for enrichment. We have tried to do a nature study in the past. I might try and find the link down to our attempt at our doing nature study. I have two daughters who are deathly afraid of wasps. This last year up in Alberta, Canada was silly hot, and so it was lovely. We had no mosquitoes, but we had bees and wasps everywhere. And my girls are not like, swat, fly them away. It's more like, oh my goodness, run away, we're gonna die. And so, yeah, our nature study did not work because it was not something that they were finding even remotely enjoyable. And I was constantly just going, okay, it's the panic is over, everything's okay. So we're going to attempt it this coming summer. We've talked a lot about, dealing with negative emotions and how to calm those down. So speaking of that, a big thing about our homeschool enrichment time this year has been doing our Charlotte Mason laying down the rails. And I have found this to be hugely helpful in just, talking over some of the things like, how do you respond to emotional stimulus? I found it really, really helpful. My girls are also in that adolescent phase. So my oldest daughter is 12 and my other daughter is almost 11 in a couple of months. And so we're dealing with a lot of those, preteen, middle school emotions, and how do we deal with it without, verbally saying things that are mean to our sister for whatever reason, or even our mom because she's asking us to do things, or those types of things. And just dealing with some of the things that, self-esteem wise, my children can find frustrating. So if you, why my one daughter is very exacting and she gets very frustrated when she makes a silly mathematical error, and it goes from it feels silly all the way to I am stupid, and just telling yourself those things. And obviously it doesn't help your emotional well-being and how you react later. And so again, this has been super, super helpful to really just help the girls understand that yes, there are emotions, yes, there are things that we need to deal with and find ways of dealing with them in a proper way, and then training ourselves not to follow the same patterns that aren't working. So that's been a big one. What I like to do is I only do this on Fridays. So on Fun Friday, one of the things that we do, and it has become a habit, is we do our story of the world history, and then we do a quick little study on this. And then throughout the week, we'll talk about it when those situations arise, and just ask them what habits are they thinking about, what are they doing, and then that kind of helps remind them about the things that we're talking about. So that's been really helpful. I'll leave a link down below to the Simply Charlotte Mason video or podcast, but it's here on YouTube, where she actually talks about how to implement this study. And the good news is, the thing that I found super helpful was, she talked about, you don't need to sit in one habit until you've got 100% correct, because I kind of felt like I needed to do that, because then they're going to forget, or they haven't achieved the goal, if you will. And it's really important that you don't do that, she had said, because it can be, that you don't even notice what you're talking about anymore, because it becomes just background noise. So that was another one, a big one that I have loved to do. The first habit we ever started talking about was being thankful. And so I got these Thankfulness Journals, which we fill in every morning. It takes about 15, this is mine. It takes about 15 minutes in the morning, and it's just lovely because, again, it's teaching that habit of thankfulness without harping on it and being on it all of the time, but keeping it as something that we do every day. So that's a big one that I really wanted to mention, because I think enrichment of who we are as people, and being able to educate our whole children, not just stuff their brains with knowledge, but also to help them learn how to make a habit, is something that I wish I had learned when I was young. Because there are times where you're like, well, I wish I could do that, but I have no idea how to, like, that's just not me. And so it's lovely to be able to tell my children while they're young, while they're still developing, that they have power. It's not just, a personality lottery, if you will, that they do if there's something that they want to change about themselves. Say you have a child who habitually lies, you can say, well, let's practice the habit of being a truth teller. And it's just amazing how that can change the thought process and how they feel about themselves. So that was a big one for me, was Charlotte Mason laying down the rails, because it has helped me learn how to change habits that I have that aren't healthy, or that aren't helping me do homeschool or housework or all the other things. So the other thing that we do on Fun Fridays is our artist study. And so this year we have been talking about Van Gogh, partly because it's one of the things that my son's favorite painting is the Starry Night Sky. And so I thought that it would be interesting to, just have some of these pictures. I went on the computer because my money ran out, so I couldn't afford to get the Charlotte Mason artist study that they have, but I did find a way to just go on my computer, find some high resolution pictures, and print them off on my printer, and then I just laminated them again, and I also put the date in which they were painted. And then in my little binder I found some Vincent van Gogh information. I looked up each painting, and so this is just a short story of his life that I've read to the kids. And then I found just a little blurb, so you can't really read that, but this is the painting, is his self-portrait in the felt hat, 1887, and then some information about where he painted it, how he painted it. All of that information is available online, and I was able to just cut and paste so that I had the stories of that. So I found that to be really helpful. For music study, which I'm going to be perfectly honest, in these enrichment things, I only do it on Fun Friday, and Fun Friday also tends to be the days where if they're friends from their school, the school in the area have Flex Fridays or PD days, then we prioritize those friend relationships. So it doesn't happen every Friday, but I did the same thing with the music study. I love classical music, and so I have my own CDs, and so I just printed off a little bit of information that I found online about, say, Bach, and then I have my bunch of CDs that I have out, and then we'll listen to it while we do art. And so that's another thing that I do a lot of the time. Uh-oh. There, okay. And then the last thing that I did is I went along and did some fun little prompts for our Fun Friday, which is our Enrichment Day. I don't know if I said that already. And some of it is the girls have loved to be playing with Legos, and so I've got these Lego prompts. Build a truck, build a model of your house, build a robot, build the tallest tower you have had before. And then I've also done sketch ideas. So we got a sketchbook, and then I also have these prompts that I just found online, and I printed them off. Draw a llama surfing. Draw your art teacher on an island. Draw your teacher eating pizza while dancing. Produce, 3 views of different produce, a glass of water. So all of these things are just stuff that I found to be really interesting, and were a way to just excite my children's mind about art around them. Yeah. So I hope that this is something that you found helpful or enjoyable. I will leave the links down that I can. I found these forever ago, but I think anytime you type into Google, you'll be able to find those types of things. I hope that this has been a helpful video. And like I said, I will leave a link down below to the playlist. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful homeschool day. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.